Oh, mess that up. The top minis of the week. So every week I search through the internet for the best pieces that were finished, completed, published in the past week. And last week, I accidentally had 3 pieces that were in the wrong folder. So I'm going to start this episode with those first 3 pieces from last week. So first up, we got the Ghoul from Kahari Tomas. This, I love the skin that he used on this. It's a very, like, ghastly, decrepit flesh. It's got great OSL with the green there. The pillar he's standing on, like I talked about last week, it's got the lively looking stone because he glazes in blues and purples and some greens. And that was a tip that was given to me many years ago by the Swedish painter Skellets. He's a multiple Golden Demon winner. That's how I always like to approach stone. This makes it look so much better than just like gray with some dry brushing or something. This is a very good piece. Next up, Mortem by Robert Carlson. This is a Kickstarter box art piece that he did. It's supposed to be part of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and this is the version of death that's being, instead of riding a horse, it's being carried by a bunch of skeletons. And this is really cool. It's got some good OSL there. The torn and worn fabric he did was very nice. It's always good with his non-metallic metals. And the flesh tone on her is very good. This, of course, is a 32 millimeter figure, so he's got a lot of detail in there for such a small piece. And then next is Valkyrie by Michael Pizarski. Again, he's one of the best painters in the world, if not the best. It's arguably him and Kirill Kanayev, the top 2 in the world. His non-metallic metal is insane. It always looks hyper-realistic, and it's so good. I really love what he did with the helmet visor. Like the light that's reflecting off of it everywhere. It's really cool work. Again, there's not much you can say about Pizarski's work because it leaves you speechless. He's always incredible. So those were the 3 pieces from last week that I forgot to put in because, like an idiot, I put them in the wrong folder. So now we move on to what's actually from this week. So first up, we have The Orc Blade Master by Eric Swinson. And this is a fantastic piece. I love the color choice he chose. It's like a very pale green blue. It's kind of like a jade color. It really stands out against the red orc flesh. And of course you have the fantastic sword there. The non-metallic metal reflecting the pants and the skin and shadows and everything. It's just very good. And then he's standing on this like dragon head thing. And he tied it in like the same flesh on the monster head as the orc. And it looks really good. Of course, he added the banner to this model himself. I don't think it comes with the model. And he did a fantastic freehand on there. It's very, very good. Next we got Hellboy from Volter Shop. This is a really interesting piece. He did it very comic book style. And I think he executed it perfectly. So it's got the what is it called? Cell shading. That's what it is. It's got the cell shading style here, and I think it worked perfectly. It looks like this is actually from the comic. Like you just open the page and there it is. And if you see the back here, he's even got so much detail in the jacket, even though it's the cell shaded style. That's why this is an incredible job by him. He even did cell shading for the plinth on the bust. It's very good work. Right, next we got another ghoul. This one by, could not find his real name, but this is ZPX94 is what he goes by on Reddit, and I guess he doesn't really have social media. He's got his Putty and Paint link there. But again, he did a more like green ghoul flesh rather than like the pale, decrepit flesh that the other painter used. And he did red OSL this time from the back instead of the front. And it was a very, very good job. He's got another angle here. You can see the work around the mouth there. It's kind of like decaying and the teeth sticking out. You got more OSL on the inside. It's a very good use of light and color. Alright, next we have the Pirate from Alfonso Florin. The flesh work on this is very, very nice. Instead of going hyper realistic, it went more like canvas painting, and it looks incredible. The tattoos that are on there are really nice. It looks like actual tattooed flesh there. They did a really good job with this cannonball too. Like, making black non-metallic metal is very difficult. They did a fantastic job. Right, next up, we got Treading on the Battlegrounds by Olga Kropotova. This woman is incredible. I saw some of her work at the Last World Model Expo. Her intricate freehand is insane. Like, it's so tiny and so perfectly done. I encourage you to go look at her Instagram here and see lots of close-ups on all of the freehand. It's insane. And it's not just the freehand designs on the fabric. It's also like the textures on the clothing, the texture on the horse fort. Let's see if the next angle. But I don't have the picture here. The horse in the front has this like spotted texture, and it looks incredible because it's not just spots on the horse. It's like each individual strand of fur was painted, creating all these spots and shadows and highlights, and it's insane. I don't know how you don't go blind doing this. It's incredible work. Next we have Leza by Matteo Diamande. This is a really nice piece here. It's very cold, which I love. Just cold flesh, cold fabric, and stepping into like warm autumn leaves. And it's kind of creeping up from the bottom of her feet into the bottom of the cape there. It's a really nice use of slight warm colors to contrast with the very cold piece of everything else. This is very, very good. So next we have Alana, the Bloody Blade by Zhugo Zhou. Did a fantastic job with the non-metallic metal. It's kind of like gold bronze-ish. Or could just be steel reflecting off a very warm sun. And it's not just the metal, like everything is good on this. The fabric for the shirt, like the inner like leatheriness of the collar there. The belt, all the little bottles off of it hanging on. It's very good. And here's the back here. Oh no, it's the side. You get more angles. Very good flesh too, and the hair is highlighted very nicely. It's not just like, you know, individual strands or anything. You got all the volumes going. It's a really good piece. So next, we got Sir Galahad by L.E. Again, this is another mysterious person. He's Chinese, and everything that I can find him on has LE in the name and a bunch of numbers. It's very weird, but it doesn't matter because his painting is incredible. And he's got a lot of intricate freehand. He's got a nice use of non-metallic metal. And I really like this like red that he chose because it's not a vibrant red. It's a very pale, like pinkish purple type red. It plays really nice with this blue. I got a picture from the back. You can see more intricate freehand. And the way you do the freehand on the horse and the flag there, like you just get a lighter blue than the base color and slowly work it in, and he did a masterful job with it. Even these little like checkers on the strips of the red. It's very difficult to do in a very clean fashion, and he did a fantastic job. Alright, next we have the Cyberpunk Chick from Josh Underhill. So not only is this a very nicely painted piece, but he tried something new, something that I don't remember seeing before. Is he tried like a see-through like glass cup, so you can see the liquid, you can see through to the picture on the shirt, like you can see the spoon in there, just, and it changes angles because it's in liquid, so the light hits differently. We got a slightly different angle so you can see. Like you can see the flesh coming through the tip of the mug. Or not the tip, but you know, the inside of the mug that doesn't have liquid in it. And he even mentions himself that it only really works in a certain angle, but when you see it from that angle, it's incredible. You even see like the light shining through, and then the color going on the shirt there. It's really good. It's a very creative piece. Maybe we'll see more of it later. Who knows? If other people try it. So, alright. That was the top minis of the week for October 8th to the 15th.